Hello. So right now we're going to be talking about the circulatory system. I do teach the phlebotomy and EKG courses respectively, and this is something that's important to both courses. Why? Because with the EKG we're studying the heart, and the heart's sole purpose is to pump blood, and with phlebotomy we go and remove blood. So the circulatory system, plain and simple, you have the heart. Heart is broken up into 4 chambers. If you take phlebotomy or do the anatomy for EKG, we know that it is broken up into 4 chambers. I'm left-handed. And if you look, like I said, I am left-handed, but I put the right side on my left side. Why? Because when I turn around and face you, my right side now becomes the heart's right side. Anytime we're dealing with medicine, we are dealing with the patient's right, the patient's left, and the same thing goes with these models. Now I know the heart is blue, deoxygenated blood is represented by blue, but this is what works. So what ends up happening? This is going to be a very crude drawing, but it works. No Vincent van Gogh by any means. Heart, blood returns to the heart via the superior and inferior vena cava. Remember, veins bring blood towards the heart. Superior vena cava brings blood from the upper portion of the body, inferior, lower portion. From there, the right atrium fills up. Once that happens, once it fills up, the blood moves to the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, goes out to the lungs. Why do the lungs get blood? To fill the blood with oxygen. Remember, the purpose of the heart is to take in deoxygenated blood and push out oxygenated blood. So the way that I look at the lungs, at blood going into the lungs, is a lot like cooking. Some people will throw in spices into some oil, some garlic, rosemary, thyme. Why? So the oil picks up the flavor and it's transferred to the food. In this case, the flavor is oxygen. Once the blood gets its oxygen, it's going to go to the left atrium. From the left atrium to the left ventricle, from the left ventricle to the rest of the body. Why? Why? So it can transport the oxygen. One of the first places that it goes to in systemic circulation is the digestive tract. Why does blood go into the digestive tract? The same reason it goes into the lungs. This time, instead of picking up oxygen, it's picking up nutrients. Pulmonary vein takes the blood, oxygenated blood. This is the only time that it's opposite. Pulmonary vein takes blood, oxygenated blood, back to the heart, into the left atrium. Pulmonary artery takes deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Again, this is the only time that it is opposite. Usually, your arteries take oxygenated blood, your veins take deoxygenated blood. So again, all of this is happening at really 1 time per second. Remember, each heartbeat, 60 to 100 beats per second. All of this is happening at less than half a second. Now the crazy part is that I just explained it. Right atrium receives blood, right ventricle sends blood to the lungs, left atrium receives blood from the lungs, left ventricle pushes out blood. Well, remember, this is happening from top to bottom. It just so happens that explaining it is easier right to left. So really, when the right atrium is receiving blood, the left atrium is receiving blood at the same time. Remember, when the atrium contracts, the ventricles relax. When the ventricles relax, the atrium contract. Actually, that was the same thing. When the atrium contract, the ventricles relax. When the ventricles contract, atrium relax. So each one is sending blood to the other and pushing out. So again, these guys contract, These guys relax to receive the blood. Once the blood is sent out, these guys contract to send blood out to the body, to the lungs respectively. At the same time, these guys are filling back up. Thank you.